So step number 3, turning your connections into conversations and then customers generating some lovely bits of revenue. So most people would tell you, and this is just one way, that the secret to lead generation on LinkedIn is in direct messaging. Out of interest, in the last 24 hours, who's received a random sales message into their inbox? Abby, not a problem at all. Who's received a random sales message, spamming them saying, hey, look, I really, do you want some lead generation help? You need more business. Who's a few people raising their hands, few people, amazing. This is the thing. People just spam you in direct messages. I'll be giving you some tips on direct messaging in a second. Now, I 100% believe that prospecting and direct messaging is really important. But I find my best business, and if you agree with me, let me know, inbound inquiries and referrals are where my best business comes from. So I need to generate and create a process that's going to allow that to happen. And I do that by utilizing the tools that LinkedIn provides us. I spelled LinkedIn wrong. What a rookie. To maximize your conversion opportunity. Now, the first one, as I mentioned, is direct messaging. So people, we all know, get this completely wrong. And the first step is putting yourself in the mind of the people you're messaging and asking yourselves, what on earth would you respond to? So when I did this, to give you my example, I realized that I'm not really a conversationalist in messaging. Like if someone messages me, I don't really have the time to go back and forth 100 times, but that's just me. You might be in a different position. Like I'm not that sort of person. I'm on LinkedIn to build great relationships with people, but I do that via my content. Like some of you have watched my YouTube videos, you've watched my LinkedIn content for a little while. I provide lots and lots and lots and lots of value in them because that positions it and builds credibility. I then build nurture campaigns throughout, which I'll talk about in a second, which enables me to convert a conversation into a lead. Right. So I run 2 types of campaigns. In the academy, we teach 8 types of campaigns, and normally you choose 1 or 2 that work for you. So the campaign that I run are value add campaigns and event campaigns. So I message every single connection, right? And I actually say in my connection message, some of you may have received it actually, hilariously, because I do message every single person as I go through every single day. Bit of a backlog at the moment, to be fair. But you can completely ignore this message because I appreciate you're busy. However, if you want to find out more about generating business on social and you want a free tutorial on this, then there's just 2 links below. Now, not everybody clicks on those links. I've got an example coming up to showcase that to you. But what I'm trying to get is a response from them to say thank you or to respond. And I'm also looking to add a bit of value because the videos that I'm sending to them are really helpful, even if they don't realize it at the time. They've got so much value in them, it's insane. So that's a value add. The second is an event campaign. So you will have noticed registering for the LinkedIn event that it says there's an external link that you can click to register for the Zoom. Now, what lots of people make the mistake of is they say yes to attending the event on LinkedIn, but then they don't register on Zoom. So then they miss it and then they get really upset because they've missed it. So what I try to do is go through every single one of the people. And I've not managed to do every single one this time because it's been a ridiculous week for me, but I've tried to and send them a message basically saying, look, by the way, you've said yes to the event. This is now something that you can do to actually register for the Zoom. So I send them the link. And that really helps improve the show up rates and the opportunities on this event right now that you're seeing. So I run an event campaign. They're 2 of the 8. There's multiple others that you can run. And that's just one of the videos that I send to people, like a content planning tutorial, right? It's quite valuable. Like people would pay for that information, that 24-minute video, because it's got practical information in there. So I give them that for free. And what that does is that positions me, because if they spend 20 minutes watching that, that's 20 minutes of in-depth time that they've watched me. And that builds credibility. That increases the likelihood of somebody responding to me. Now, the second, this is new. This is a new functionality on LinkedIn, okay? This is being able to promote a link on your profile. So everyone's now got this. And to be able to do it, you need to click into edit profile on your profile section. And if you scroll down, you'll now see a website feature. I only got this a couple of weeks ago. And what I now have in there is a lead magnet. So the big tip, don't just put your website in here because your website leads people to a maze where they'll spend about 3 to 4 seconds, then get distracted by a random notification and go somewhere else. Use a lead magnet. So what I've already noticed, I put a bespoke link inside of this website, which I track the link clicks. That's been in there for 48 hours and already generated 300 link clicks and 42 downloads as of before I started talking in this presentation today, just from sitting on my profile. So when I post my content, when people visit my profile, a big button comes up saying 300 content ideas guide. Everybody loves it. Everybody clicks it. And then I get their email address and send them an email to promote one of the products and services later on down the line. So don't just put your generic website in there. Use something which is going to be able to collect an email address. Think about what you can give away, which turns a connection into a lead. We help people do this, by the way, inside of the academy. We'll give you proactive ideas on how to do it. Some of you are already in the academy, so you'll see it, right? So link on your profile, utilize the link. You may not even know it's there, but it is for you. If it's not, it will be coming in the future. I'm pretty sure it's there for everyone now. The next is LinkedIn events. So you are on a LinkedIn event right now. Okay, I've just ran it on Zoom, promoted it on LinkedIn. So LinkedIn events are perfect for workshops, webinars, and live trainings. And they are insane for lead generation. Like the amount of people that have attended our events and said yes on LinkedIn is ridiculous. And I'm going to show you some examples in a second. People spend thousands of pounds on advertising and don't get the results that we get from LinkedIn events. And so we leverage these to sell 3 types of products. We sell the academy on here, we do the agency, and we do the consultancy. So it's 3 different ways in which we use LinkedIn events. So again, depending on your business, this may work for you. And we provide full webinar and live video and live training inside of the academy. It's a module in there. LinkedIn events and how you deliver a presentation like this is in there. And this is about mastering the art of these workshops. And if you do that and utilize the tool properly, LinkedIn really, really rewards you. And we've generated, so there is the number in there, we've generated over 4,500 leads for free using LinkedIn events. So powerful. So this was April. So we had 200 attendees. Now, again, not every single person goes onto my list. So I direct message them, say, hey, you've not registered for the full thing, and I get them onto my list. Okay, that then builds. In January, we had 833 organically. Kate, I run them every 2 weeks. Normally I run these events. You can see there's like January, there was one in April. I ran one 2 weeks ago. And then this one in December that we trialed it on Sam's profile. 1,000 people said yes to attending the event. LinkedIn pushes them and makes them go bananas when you understand how to set them up correctly. They are insane for lead gen. Anyone going to start running some LinkedIn events after seeing some of these results, by the way? They are bonkers in terms of how this works. Absolutely bloody bonkers. Right, content promotion. It is allowed. Someone asked me, by the way, should you do any like selling on LinkedIn? Now, selling and promotion are totally different. Some of you have seen this amazing guide online. This is like one of my prized possessions. One of the things I absolutely love. When it comes to social. I normally do a post once every couple of weeks saying, because it normally goes to all my new connections, hey, who would like a copy of my content guide? It's got 100 content ideas in it. Everybody loves this guide. By the way, let me know, if you saw this randomly on the internet, would you want it? Like, would you want 100 content ideas to help you like get out there and do it? Like, of course you would. It's really, so again, think about this in your industry. Think about it for what can you create to give away that's really, really desirable, that people really want? Converting business on these platforms is really simple when you understand what works. So again, what most people do is they try to get somebody from one side of the bridge to the other, and they don't think about going through that nurture process. People try to jump straight into bed with their connections, and we all know that that doesn't work. Utilize the tools that I've mentioned. We need to accept that people, when they first connect with you, aren't always ready to buy from you. So you've got to put a process in with content, with messaging, with workshops, with email campaigns that connects the end-to-end process together. And you've got to build a process that's right for you. If LinkedIn isn't giving you consistent amount of leads right now, then it's because the process behind the scenes may not be right. And that's where we can provide great support. And this is just a perfect example, right? So this is me sending my introduction messages to people. Okay, this is my campaign. Hi, Caroline. I'm on a mission to connect with you. That was a connection request message. So when she accepted, I then send my value add message. Great to connect with you. I find people tend to connect on here and then nothing happens. Here's a link to something. Now, both of those messages got completely blanked. And you can see this message here, it says Tuesday. This was back in April. That message came through. And after no response to any message whatsoever, I get a message saying, can you tell me a little bit more about the Social Selling Academy you advertise on your profile? She checked my profile. She checked my website, and our website we haven't built a website. We've just got landing pages, because if you go to a website, people think they've got all the information. They don't. We've never had one. We need one. We are building one. However, we haven't needed one for the last 2.5 years. And actually, if we'd have had a website, it would have prevented this sale from happening. So again, what happened was she messaged me asking about the product. I said, hey, look, great. If you're free, just saw your message. What's the best number to get you on? I then jumped onto a phone call. If you're free now, you can get me on board. Training video sounds good. What I then did was jumped onto Zoom, showed her Academy. And again, I then gave her the link to a replay of this workshop. Loved the webinar, signed up, issues with the payment page. So I'm hoping it's gone through. Great. So within a month of me sending the message, nothing. And then within 3 to 4 hours of an inbound lead coming through, the process is in play to convert. This is where most people are missing out and leaving so much money on the table by not getting this process done. So some top tips for conversion to round it off. Understand how you can best sell your products and services. So again, currently, you may not have got your promotional process right. So take the time to think about your customer journey. What's going to entice people in from a content perspective to then visit your profile, to then inquire about your services? What's the process? And if you need help, drop me a message. Here to help with you. Have a database growth attitude, right? So this is really important. Have a database growth attitude. Look to build your list every single day. And again, when I say list, I mean something like a MailChimp, something like an Active Campaign. Utilize email marketing inside of your LinkedIn activity as well to build multiple touch points, because multiple touch points will improve your chances of being remembered. When your prospect then realizes they've got the problem that you solve, that's the point at which they'll reach out, and utilize the tools that I've mentioned. And then have a clear understanding of what your end-to-end process will look like. I can't tell you how important it is to map your process out, because when you do that, it becomes so much easier. So I have a question. What's your process going to look like? Like, what is the beginning? What is the end? How are you going to nurture people throughout? Do you have a clear understanding of it? If you don't, get support, because this stuff isn't that difficult. It's just understanding what message is going to work, what pains and problems you need to highlight, what content you need to be creating, how your landing pages need to look, how your emails need to look, what the sales process is going to be. Because to start generating and gaining attention from your ideal clients, value is the word that we always hear, but we never seem to give on a consistent basis. Value doesn't mean lots of information. Value to me is making your prospect realize when they've got a problem that you know how to solve. And when you encourage action, that's value. I can only give you so much information. You can only deliver so much in an hour and a half. I will be doing you a disservice if I just said, this is everything, because I can't deliver it all in an hour and a half. It's not possible. It's a process that you go through to work closer with us. But I'm hoping it gives you enough to be able to go and do something with. People truly underestimate how important it is. And it's a part to social selling that so many people miss. And this is what we're on a mission to solve. Quite frankly, I know how passionate people are. I see it every single day when I speak to people on Zoom. But we need to get you showing up in a way that generates you the results that you deserve.